happy to welcome in now Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. Mike, Eric Wing in New York, thanks for coming aboard with us today.
Thanks for having me, Eric.
Mike, over the last few years, or even before that really, people think of Mike Smith as the smart veteran, so adept at timing his move just right on horses like Giacomo and Zenyatta and Drosselmeyer to get them to the wire first in these mile-and-a-quarter classics. Put us in your shoes. How is your job going to be different, or how is it different when you're riding a speedy type of horse like Bodemeister?
Well, I guess, the main concern is the fractions. I mean, you certainly don't want to go too quick. Otherwise, it takes a toll on you, of course, towards the end. But, he's just a very naturally quick horse, very, very gifted, and will be, he will be forwardly placed. That's just the way he is. So my main concern is to get him relaxed, get him in the rhythm, and go from there.
A few days before the Arkansas Derby, Mike, it was announced that you'd be riding Daddy Knows Best in Kentucky. Now we know that you'll understandably be sticking with Bodemeister, but how did that all play out? Was it hard getting freed up from the Daddy Knows Best commitment?
I asked for permission to get off. I mean, I expected Bodemeister to run well and even probably win, and I didn't expect him to do what he did. And in doing so, I mean, Steve saw it, understood, and I've never really even been on the other horse before. And I just wanted the opportunity, if I could, to ride Bodemeister, and we agreed.
Okay, so no hard feelings on Steve's part, it sounds like?
No, sir.
Okay, good. All right, well, Mike, we got plenty of media listening along with us, and we'll throw things over one last time to our announcer, Michelle, and she'll see what questions the writers and broadcasters have for Mike Smith.
Thank you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you do have a question, please press star 1 at this time. And the first question comes from Jeannie Reese of Louisville Courier-Journal. Please go ahead.
Yes, Mike, I wonder what Bob told you about Bodemeister before the race, and then in that context, what you thought about the horse after the race.
Before the race, he told me, he's going to be forwardly placed. I mean, he's naturally quick, get him out of there good, and after that, of course, try and get him to relax and go from there, wherever that put us, whether that be on the lead or just right off the lead. And I broke very well, was able to secure the lead, and yeah, he impressed me a whole lot more than I already kind of was of him. I've seen him before, I've watched him train, but that last eighth of a mile was pretty impressive.
And obviously there's a lot of speed in this race with Hansen and then Trinniberg. Your thoughts on that, and is he a horse that will rate if needed?
Well, I mean, he's going to be forwardly placed, Jenny, in rating, that's certainly not going to put his way back. Hopefully we get away well, and we'll just see what happens from there. He's quick on his own right, so we'll just all have to see. No one really knows, do they, until we leave the gate on who breaks better than who, and it certainly ain't going to take away nothing that comes easy from him.
Do you think, what did you think when you heard about Trinniberg going? Do you think that's going to have no impact on the pace with this other classy horses that are proven at, two-turn racing, or did you say, I wish he would be going in the Derby trial?
He's a very good horse in his own right, and, he deserves his shot if they want to take it. But yeah, I mean, he's a quick horse as well. We'll just have to see who draws where and who gets away well and go from there. Like I said, my horse's strength or his natural speed, his high cruising speed, and I'm certainly not going to take it away from him.
Okay, great. Thanks, Mike.
You bet.
Thank you. The next question comes from Danny Brewer of Rutherford Reader. Please go ahead.
Hey, Mike, how we doing today?
Doing well, thank you.
Okay, you talked about the final furlong with Bodemeister. What was going through your mind? Was it just simply don't fall off and hold on tight?
No, I mean, he certainly needed the graded earnings to get into the Derby, and just before the 8th hole, I kind of took a little bit of a peek back and saw Bob's other horse about a length and a half off me, so I went ahead and asked mine to run a bit at that point to secure the race, and man, I mean, he jumped in the bridle and it just accelerated at the 8th hole, and I was like, wow, he went from a matter of being a length and a half in front to 5, 6, 7 pretty quick. And galloped out and recovered very well, very fast. So I mean, he should get the distance.
Do you think he likes you? And it is important to know to have a horse-jockey relationship.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly helps, doesn't it? I mean, in anything. I know him a little better now. I mean, he's such a straightforward horse. It is. I mean, it's not like you gotta get to know him to ride him. You know, Bob was incompetent in that in the horse, and so it's not like I needed to really know him. But it was good to see him without the blinkers. The way that once he did get up there on the lead, he relaxed well and acted like he would go on if I need be. So I think that was important.
Will you be aboard Amazombi on Derby Day also? Because I think he's going to run at Churchill that day too, correct?
Boy, I better be.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Mike. I wish you the best of luck.
You bet.
Okay, sorry, man. Okay, so you got...
Thank you. The next question comes from Tim Wilkin, Albany Times-Union. Please go ahead.
Hey, Mike. Ideally, what would you like to see the fractions in the Derby?
Well, I mean, if we get away well, you know, I mean, they're not going to be slow just because they're naturally quick horses, you know. But you get away with it, you know, 23, 47, 48 would be great.
Yeah.
Something like that, you know. We'll just have to wait and see again where we all draw and how it plays out. But you know, there's 3 or 4 of us in there that are just naturally quick, so they're going to be on the fast side. But
Mike,
like I said, this colt had a very nice high cruising speed, so if I can get away with something like that, that'd be great.
Mick, I know you. Mike, I know you haven't been. You only been on him one time, but does he get? Doesn't seem like he gets tired.
He sure didn't seem to the other day, and he's still lightly racing. He's getting better with each and every start. So, I mean, you know, if he runs that same race back, I mean, that puts him right there. And if he improves any at all, you know, it could be even better. You know, where that puts us in Derby Day, I don't know, but I believe he's going to run very well.
Well, good luck, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question comes from Debbie Arrington of Sacramento Bee. Please go ahead.
Hi, Mike. Thank you very much for coming on here today. Does Bodie remind you of any other horses you've been on before?
You know, it's certainly not the same color, but Holy Bull had a really high cruising speed, and then had a final eighth like that was so impressive because I mean horses had to run awful hard just to keep up with the cruising speed, and then he'd also have another gear the last eighth to hold off the closers, and that's kind of what this colt has.
Do you think this race has really been shaping up as being a pretty wide open race until people saw what Bodemeister did? A lot of folks last week were calling him a freak and something that may just leave everybody behind. Do you feel like that could be a possibility?
Well, I hope they're right. I certainly hope so. You know, his race was very impressive the other day. His number was very high. It was, you know, the older horses that ran 30 minutes before that, he ran a full second faster than, which was really impressive. Now he's got to go out there and do it on Derby Day. As we all know, man, you know, things can change awful quick on Derby Day. So, you know, we you know, God bless him, and we get our trip, and he gets the opportunity to run his race, and he does. So I think you could see him run a tremendous race, really.
Very good. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question comes from Mark Deutsch of America's Best. Please go ahead.
Hey, Mike, you've had an unbelievable career, obviously, and over the past few years it's kind of been accentuated with all the success. Have you considered or thought about a plan as far as how long you're going to keep riding for?
You know, I feel so good right now. I'd certainly like to at least go another 5 more, as I keep telling myself. I'd like to ride till I'm, you know, 50, 51, and then take a look at it from that point on, and then see what I want to do. If I continue to want to go a little further, fine. If I don't, I decide that I want to stop a little earlier, then I will. You know, maybe I want to stay in the industry in some way. I just don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. But I do plan on riding at least another 5 more.
All right, Mike. Stay healthy and good luck.
And thank you.
Thank you. The next question comes from David Grenning of Daily Racing Form. Please go ahead.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, David.
I know you've won this race in 05 with Giacomo, but it seems like it's been a while since you came into the race with the horse. And I was just wondering, how much, when you look back at your Derby rides, which, does this horse get you as excited as, say, when you rode your favorites back in the 90s, like Holy Bull and Unbridled Song? Is this the first time since then that maybe you've come with the real goods?
Yeah, really, to be honest with you, yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, you just kind of said it, kind of hit it on the head right then and there. But the important thing with him too is getting over the racetrack well, and I guess he breathed over it and looked great going over it this morning, which is extremely important. As you well know, a lot of horses like Holy Bull just didn't handle that track that day for whatever reason. He beat the same horses for fun before that and after that, but on that track he just didn't handle it. And so they need to be able to handle it. And then you look at a horse like Giacomo, who just skipped over it like a little deer, absolutely loved it. So you just got to hope that he takes to it, and if he does that, then he gets his opportunity. I mean, he could run extremely well.
Is the fact that you have won it sort of makes it a little, there's not that urgency to get it done, or how much more, I guess what I'm asking is how much do you want another one?
Well, now you know what it feels like, Dave. To win it, you even want it more, believe it or not. I mean, everyone wants it. But, man, once you get a taste of it, man, you want it even more. You just can't, you don't just want more than one. It's kind of like eating potato chips, man.
Yeah, you don't want to know, I'm sure. Thanks, Mike.
You bet.
Thank you. The next question comes from Frank Anks of Thoroughbred. Please go ahead.
Hey, Mike. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Hey, I was curious about your relationship with Bob and what it's like to work with him. He's had obviously a lot of Derby success. Do you see him shifting into a different mode this time of year, and just kind of what that's like?
Well, he's just a tremendous horseman, isn't he? I mean, he really is. I mean, his record speaks for itself, and I've always had a great working relationship with him. I don't ride a lot for Bob, but when I do ride for him, we're usually knocking out a grade one. And I told him several months ago, I'm sitting here, I'm waiting for you. Just let me know when I get to play, Coach. And he said, just sit there for a little bit. I think I'm going to have a few of them going in. It looks like anyway. So far, so good.
Yeah.
And no longer hold, I wind up on Bodie, man, which is incredible. But yeah, I'm so excited to be able to, get this opportunity to ride for Bob in this kind of race. I'm really looking forward to it.
Obviously, it starts with great horses, but beyond that, what are Bob's strengths going into a race like this, do you think, in preparing a horse?
Well, he just prepares them so well. I mean, he gets them, they're really straightforward, man. They know what they're in there for.
Yeah.
They walk in that gate and they usually leave there. They got run on their mind, and it's just a matter of, if we can get the distance and they handle the track. But all his horses are pretty straightforward. There's not much quirks to them. He gets them that way.